Good morning. Welcome to a very special edition of New Day Northwest on this All Hallows Eve. I'm your host, Kelly Hansen, aka Little Debbie. Actually, I'm Will Ferrell's version of Little Debbie from The Tonight Show with Jimmy Fallon. Listen in.
You are the new face of Little Debbie.
It's Little Debbie, not Little Debbie. Little.
Yeah.
Emphasis on the ittle.
On the ittle, okay? I know it's specific, and I know we're a tiny bit early for Halloween, but we have a ton of last-minute ideas for you, from costumes to cocktails and even spooky adventures. So buckle up as we get into this shindig. And it's with the best way we know how, a round of hot topics. Let's bring on the panel, starting with everyone's favorite Netflix debutante, the poised, the determined, Daphne Bridgerton. Oh, looking stunning. Next up, from the horror film Sinners, he's a respected pastor hiding dark secrets. It's Stack. Or is it his identical twin brother, Smoke? Who could really say? And lastly, she's the ruthless nightclub singer jailed for killing her husband. Ow, ow! It's her sister in fame, fueled frenzy. It's Velma Kelly from Broadway's Chicago. Gather round, everyone. We have producer Rebecca, Terry Hollimon, and content creator Sara Anfuso, aka Served by Sara, on Instagram. Happy Halloween, everyone. Loving the costumes.
Yes, everybody looks great.
Everyone does. I don't know if I look great, but it's fine.
You look ittle.
I look ittle. Thank you. I'm on trend. We have some pumpkin cider. Please dive in. We have a jack-o'-lantern, pizza there. We have a vegan version.
You're just not gonna talk over the pumpkin cider part.
I mean,
though. What's up with pumpkin cider?
Come on, let's dive
idea.
in.
We gotta
let's
try
taste
it.
it.
Is this kind of like the pumpkin spice latte thing that you guys trying to trick me into?
Let's try it.
I think you should try it. I also have some Swiss rolls and some oatmeal cream pies for Little Debbie, if anyone's really. Thank you, Sara.
Of course.
You guys, do you come up with your costumes ahead of time? Have we been thinking about this for a while? Are we last minute people? Rebecca?
Well, I saw Chicago at the Fifth Ave on Friday.
Oh,
I did too. So that's about as long as I've been thinking about this costume. But I forgot how much I absolutely love Velma Kelly. She is just the best villain. So underrated. She's fantastic.
And
Love
the
her.
wig, everything is working. You had this dress too. You said in the closet.
I had the dress.
That's amazing. Sara, tell me about your look. Bridgerton, hello.
Hello. So once the first season came out, everyone, almost every day, was like, do you know, you look like that girl from Bridgerton.
You really do.
And so I thought of it like maybe 2 weeks ago. I was like, this is just perfect. Like, I'm going to be Daphne
There she is.
Bridgerton. Yep. Yeah, so I tried to do more of a bun today, but it wasn't quite working out. We just moved. I don't know where our hand mirror is. So I'm like, we're just going top bun. It's beautiful.
It is. The dress is really working.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Terry, you're working it today.
I did
What about,
work it.
tell us about your costume.
So my costume, I'm actually going to a themed party tomorrow.
Oh.
A 1920s theme. So I was like, what did I look like? A 1920s mobster, right?
Yeah.
But then as I started putting it together, I was like, wait a minute.
Whoa.
I can pull that off right there. I got the gold teeth already on hand.
Spot
just saying,
on.
And then I got the hat and the pinstripes. So what do you guys think? Can I be Michael B?
You're
Yeah.
pretty much twins.
I mean, it's just uncanny.
Right? So, give me Michael B. bank account. Michael B. bank account.
We could all use that, Do you guys think that Halloween is going to be huge this year because it is on a Friday? I know we're a little worried about the weather. What do you think, Terry?
I didn't even look at the weather report because I don't care. Rain, sleet, snow, I'm trick-or-treating.
Yeah.
You're going to see me out there trick-or-treating. I'm like, yeah. No, I'm just kidding. No. I will be partying, though. And I think Friday is a perfect day. It's the kind of like when I was a kid, if Halloween was on a Friday, that was like magical.
I know.
So
the
why not?
stars are aligned. People
Yeah.
were partying last weekend. I think it's going to continue this entire weekend.
Oh, yeah.
What do you guys think?
We have a Halloween party on day of Halloween, and we have something the day after. We'll see. I'm like a little jet lag still, so I might be sleeping. We'll see. But we also just moved, so we might get some trick-or-treaters.
So you have something the day after Halloween, because I was wondering, like,
Yeah.
is that taboo? Once November 1st starts, that's Christmas.
I think so. Now it's Christmas. You skipped right over Thanksgiving, huh? And all the other things, right? Halloween, Christmas. Yeah, you retail Rebecca. No,
Do you guys get like trick-or-treaters though? I live in an apartment complex and I sadly don't get any trick-or-treaters.
Yeah, so for the last 20 years, I lived in the jungle, like way out in the wilderness, and nobody came down a dark road. And so the last year, I've actually moved into a townhouse, and I still get no people.
nobody.
And the reason I don't is because I turn the lights out.
Okay.
I'm gonna tell you why. Because my front door is on the bottom level, and you gotta walk up 2 levels to get to my living area. I'm not doing that.
No.
Sorry, kids, you're gonna have to skip my house.
Rebecca, what about you? Do you guys get a lot of trick-or-treaters?
I do get trick-or-treaters. Definitely better when the weather is better. But I'm just kind of like Friday night. Usually on Halloween, I'm done by like 8. Like people come to my door after 8, but the older kids, they come later.
And now that it's a Friday, it could be 10. I mean, how late is too late?
I don't
Ringing
know.
the doorbell.
We might need to just like turn the lights off.
Yeah, turn the lights
Ran
off.
out of candy. I don't know. You can't be a Grinch though. You gotta just keep it going.
What about you? Do you get?
Well, I don't know where we currently are, but when I was younger, we used to go out twice. We'd have 2 costumes.
I love that.
Yeah, maybe
Trick 'em.
Yeah, trick 'em. But I've seen some funny things on social media where people are having like buckets of soup and they're saying like just take 1 ladle or something. It was ridiculous. One of them was like Vietnamese pho. It's like just take
saw
one.
that.
That would be
one
good.
I would love that.
Where's that house?
I know.
What do you put it in though? Like,
Your
what?
little jack-o'-lantern.
You just sip, everybody sip out of the same ladle
I
when you
guess
come
you
up?
need to be walking around with a mug or something. Maybe I'll do that now to see if I can get some candy too. Do we buy this ahead of time? This is so bad for me if I buy it too far ahead because I'm just eating it. We have some at work and you can hear the crinkle. I feel like a raccoon when I go over there and I'm just eating
I feel
it.
like we've demolished like one of those huge Costco-sized bags of it in like a week.
Yeah.
It's bad.
And the way they do everything in retail stores nowadays, they put stuff out like way in advance. So
4th of July.
4th of July, Halloween candy bags, yeah. And they put it out there, and of course you gotta get it, right? But when you get the mixed bag of treats, you gotta funnel through and find your favorites, right?
Yeah,
So
what's your favorite then?
Mine is always Reese's peanut butter cups.
Yeah.
It's gonna be a bag of nothing else but empty wrappers of peanut butter cups.
Fair enough. Sarah, do you have any favorite candies?
Oh gosh.
Or one that you hate
One
too?
that I hate. I love Reese's peanut butter cups
Yeah.
too, but recently I've been so much more into savory. I've seen they've been selling like veggie straw little Halloween bags. So I'm like,
I haven't never heard of that.
Yeah, that is so anti-Halloween.
I know.
I don't mean to hurt your feelings, but Halloween, we're not eating
That's the
vegetables.
epitome of health
They're
right
really shaped
there.
like little bags and pumpkins.
But they
That's
taste like
cute.
vegetables.
I like that because you get so much candy. It's nice to have a little
Yeah,
salty
you have to
something.
I feel like
Little
kids would
savory.
just throw that. They would not be thrilled.
my
But
gosh.
I would be
I
hyped
loved
on
it.
that.
You
I
don't find a
loved
bush
it.
over by your house with all the veggie treats
Oh my
in
gosh,
it.
you know what would be perfect? You know those little bags of Boulder chips maybe they sell at Costco? If you put them in trick-or-treaters bag, like little Boulder chips.
Oh, okay.
Potato chips.
Okay.
I would
Next year.
here for that.
Sarah, I understand too, you know a lot about ghost hunting. Tell us about this.
Yeah, so when I was a teenager, I'm from San Diego. We lived in Old Town, which is home to America's most haunted house, the Whaley House. And not only did I frequent there a lot, I worked at a haunted candy shop, and we have like actual footage of crazy things happening.
Oh my gosh.
I lived above a 200-year-old cemetery, so crazy things happened in my house too. So when I came to Seattle, I'm like, okay, we got to figure out all the cool ghost hunting spots
Look at
here.
this.
This video is from when we went to Captain Whidbey in Coopville. And we selected or chose to go here because I heard there were some apparitions of this woman walking through the hallways, or you can hear the sound of like children laughing. So I was like, we gotta go. We gotta see if we see anything. Unfortunately, we did not, but there was a beautiful sunset or sunrise that morning, and it was just so cozy staying there. Oh, there's the sunrise. It was stunning. But
So I gotta say, first of all, you started off with the veggie treats, and now you're talking about ghosts.
You like being
We are
scared?
not, no, we're
love
not
it.
hanging out.
I love it. I was on an airplane yesterday, and I was watching The Conjuring 1 and 2.
Oh.
No. I hate being scared. I just recently went to a haunted house, screamed the entire time, lost my voice. I actually developed vertigo, I think, from going there too. Like, I am not out for being scared.
Haunted houses are like a different level though, because people
totally
are
agree.
like deliberately trying to like scare you. But when
Yeah.
it's something like a horror movie about the paranormal, or you're visiting a haunted house, you're like an actual haunted house yourself. It's a bit more like, what could happen?
I
you
totally
know?
agree with you on
Versus
that.
like people running at you with chainsaws
Yeah.
and like smoke machines, you can't see where you're going.
Yeah, fair enough.
Very different.
Movie theaters, too, I want to talk about this, are re-releasing the Twilight movies, you guys, to celebrate the 20th anniversary.
I can't believe it's
of the
that
book.
old.
What? Like what? Were these
Yeah.
movies a big deal to you guys? Were you obsessed with these or no?
Absolutely.
You were.
Yeah. It was
What team were you on?
Oh, Edward.
Edward. Me too.
Absolutely.
Me too. How could you not?
I know, but we did a. Oh, sorry.
No,
go
go
for
ahead.
it.
No, please finish.
Yeah,
I want to hear more.
we did a Forks road trip when I first moved up here, and it was cool to see it. We went to the Hoh Rainforest afterwards, and
pretty.
it was fun.
Rebecca?
I'm a little old, a little long in the tooth for liking this movie, but I know it was a big deal, and I'm glad that it's back in theaters. But
Yeah.
I
The books didn't read it. You weren't into it. Yeah.
I like Harry Potter, that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
It's not really my thing.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm a
Terry?
little long in the tooth for this too, right? I was an old man when this came out, but I did have young daughters that were into it, and I think the thing about it, for especially a person where I was in life and am in life, I wasn't going to be Team Jacob or Team Edward. It was more like a love kind of movie, right? It was like a love triangle going on between werewolves and vampires.
I know.
That wasn't my thing.
Okay, what is your all's favorite Halloween movie then? Because I'm thinking Hocus Pocus, Practical Magic, Obsessed.
Yeah, Nightmare Before Christmas.
I was gonna say, I'm like, what scary movie, Sarah?
I love it. The soundtrack is so good, and just I don't know, it always like puts me in the cozy vibe for Halloween, spooky season.
Nice.
Fun. What about you, Rebecca?
I mean, Hocus Pocus has got to be the one, and like that's the one that made me think that when you were a kid, it's like all the adults do the huge parties.
Yes.
But
if you do, good for you, but sometimes no.
Is it scary movies or Halloween movies? Because I'm thinking scary
You
movies.
could do scary.
I think scary. Scary is, I'm all about Freddy Krueger.
Oh, no.
Nightmare Before Christmas. I mean, Nightmare on Elm Street.
Okay.
Yeah, no Christmas.
No.
I'm mixing my movies up. Nightmare on Christmas Street.
I think
Something like
just
that,
partake in some more Swiss rolls
Give me
and
some more of
hard
this
cider.
pumpkin. Give me some more of this pumpkin.
Terry, Sarah, and Rebecca aren't going anywhere. Don't worry, they'll be back later in the show to tackle more hot topics, including Dictionary.com's word of the year. Any guesses? And don't worry, our Halloween special is far from over. We're heading to the Hitchcock Hotel, where you'll never want to check out after you see Can perform. And later, we're mixing up spooky zombie cocktails with an Edmonds bar. Stick around for a Halloween sip that might just wake the dead. But up next, here's the scenario. It's 11 a.m. and the school party starts at 2. Don't panic. We're raiding the closet for 11th hour costumes that you can throw together in just minutes. The zombie cocktail. This is from an Edmonds bar, Kel Narrow. Zombie cocktail, lots of rum in it, 3 different kinds, spices. It's strong, it's delicious. I want to know your thoughts. Exactly.
this is a Halloween drink. Yep.
Look at these spooky glasses and everything.
I know,
It's perfection.
It's pretty fresh. First of all, anything with the mint in it, a minty drink, I'm on board.
Yeah.
I know.
First and foremost. And then you throw in the little dried fruit here.
And
Another
some
nice
rum?
top. Not 1, not 2.
No.
3 different kinds?
That would be 3.
We shouldn't be having this though because of the prohibition.
But yeah, no,
yeah.
we're in
Yeah.
the speakeasy right now.
Do
right?
not
Let's
tell the
pretend.
Duke. I'm
We're in
doing this.
Little Debbie's Speakeasy. Anyways, Dictionary.com word of the year. It just came out, y'all. I want to fill you in on what it is. Drum roll, please. Thank you. It is 6'7".
Oh, no.
Yes, word of the year.
Not even a
2025.
word.
I wish you could have told
yes.
me any word on the planet other than this, man. This almost made me kill my son. For real, he kept doing
Did
this.
you not
one.
understand it?
I had no, and there's
They
no
don't
understanding.
understand it.
No, I've never heard of this until last night.
You must not have teenagers.
Yes.
I am, I think, the generation I'm Gen Z.
Okay.
So I think
Yeah.
Gen Zers are confused about this.
Yeah.
To me, anything Gen Alpha says, I don't even know what's going on. My 11-year-old cousin, no idea.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. Is they don't know either.
Yes.
They just keep doing it, and you're like, "What does that mean?" And they're like, "Oh."
When I was
Bang on
reading
that.
about it, it's kind of like, it means like so, like 6'7".
I don't think so. I think it can really mean anything. Like my son was doing it, and I was like, "What does that mean?" And he was like, 6, 7.
They do it when they see a 6 and a 7. Like we were at the airport and we were
Yeah.
at gate 6, 7, and
I saw
okay.
at the Husky game this past weekend, the guy scored a touchdown. He runs to the student section, and all the fans in the student section were going like this, and he started doing it on the field. He put the ball like this.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay. I
Get
give
off
up.
my lawn.
I give
You
up.
know what? Dictionary word of the year.
Right.
I think last year's word was Jameer. right?
Demure. That would make sense. That makes sense.
last year.
Yeah.
And it would work for you.
There you go.
Very, very much so.
Well, 6'7" might work for me today. I don't really know. No one knows.
Yeah, no one knows.
Next talking point that I want to get to, Bravo has teamed up with Reebok to launch a limited edition line of Real Housewives themed sneakers.
I love
yes,
these.
the limited edition drop includes designs dedicated to the Real Housewives of Salt Lake City, Atlanta, Beverly Hills, New York. Because why not? I don't
Why
know.
not, I guess.
They're cute.
The color scheme.
No,
That's cool.
I'm not into this at all.
That's
Why?
silly.
If I wanted basketball shoes and I played basketball, like LeBron, something like that, that makes sense. This, like, who is buying this shoe?
Yeah, I'm interested in that too.
Yes.
No,
demographic
for
for this?
some people, reality TV is a sport.
Yeah.
Okay? The Bachelor is definitely a sport. The Real Housewives, if you can stay on the season, you win. If you don't get fired, congratulations. I'm all for it. I like it.
competitive, right?
And it's small. It's not like it's
Yeah,
you know,
really
it's like you
gaudy.
really have to look, and then it's a conversation starter. Oh, those Salt Lake girls.
There's obviously a market for everyone. But
There's
my
a
question-
market.
So here's the question I want to
I'm
ask
not
you.
in it.
I want to ask you guys though. What if I showed up next week and I had on some Real Housewives?
I would
What,
love that
what would
for
you guys think? What would my
would
boys
love
think
that
about
for
me
you.
if I had on some Real Housewives?
If LeBron can have it, anyone can have it. Okay.
Speaking of walking shoes, Sarah, I understand you built a community around walking. Tell us about Out and About Walks and why you really wanted to start this.
Yeah, so I guess I'm a professional walker, which sounds kind of silly to say, but this is my walk club, Out and About. I started this back in 2024 in January. So we started in the dead of winter, and we had like 80 people show up. And I was shocked that people just wanted to get together and walk. And ever since then, we'd have about 2 per month, rain or shine. And we've had, honestly, some of the best turnout when it is pouring rain, which is
That's surprising.
very Seattle. I love it. I started off graduating high school walking the Camino de Santiago in Spain. I did that then. I did it again with my mom. So I've walked this amazing pilgrimage walk, I guess, over in Portugal and Spain. And that just inspired me to come here and explore the city on foot and really get to know my new home. And I think whether you're where you live, somewhere else, the best way to see it is on foot if you're able
true.
to. And it's just a great way to just see parts you wouldn't normally see otherwise. And so
meet people, I would
and
assume.
meet people. Oh, yeah, all the
There's
time.
so many transplants here.
Yeah, and it's just been an amazing way to connect everyone through the walk club and just get to know, like, where are you from? What brought you here? What do you do? What makes you excited? So
Nice.
it's a really great way to just have some community, find friends, and just get to explore where you live.
And with daylight savings coming to an end, we're turning back the clocks. The dark months are coming. This is a good idea to kind of get out and still meet people and not stick in your house because the darkness just makes me unmotivated.
I don't want to do anything. I don't want to sleep at 6 o'clock.
Already.
I know
I'm
you
in
get
the
off
bed.
work and you're just like, I'm just gonna head back home. I don't
I'm in
know.
the bed
Maybe
at
have a
7
couple
o'clock.
of these.
Yeah, get me one of these and call it a day.
Yeah.
Well, I guess we're calling it a day now with you all. Thank you so much. Happy Halloween. And we're going to bring in everyone here to say goodbye today. Thank you so much for joining us today. And happy Halloween. Thanks for joining our special edition of this show. And as always, if you have something to say, just email us. And we hope you have a great new day. Bye-bye.